Hello, and welcome to this brief overview of the Massachusetts Identification Card process, also known as the Mass ID process. The number one reason you should consider obtaining your Massachusetts Identification Card / Mass ID is that it qualifies as a formal form of identification. Identification is important for any individual to carry once they are of age. Some general information to consider when obtaining your Mass ID. 1. Is the applicant at least 14 years old? Does the applicant already hold a valid driver's license? If so, they are not eligible for a Mass ID. Is the applicant a resident of Massachusetts? And what type of ID is the applicant interested in obtaining? Would they like a real ID or a standard ID? The major difference between the real ID and the standard ID is that as of October 1st, 2021, a standard ID will no longer be a valid form of identification to fly on domestic flights. You must have a real ID. Documentation is critical when obtaining your Mass ID and must comply with several guidelines. Please use this slide and the link to the documents checklist on the next slide to ensure you have all the acceptable documents needed prior to heading to the Registry of Motor Vehicles, or AAA, to process your application. If you do not have the proper documents, you will be sent home. Please use this page as a reference. Click to apply will take you to the Registry of Motor Vehicles website, where you can find further information on obtaining your Massachusetts Identification Card, and also find the information for setting an appointment with the RMV on the day that is convenient for you. The documents checklist will walk you through every document that is acceptable for obtaining both the standard ID and real ID. Please remember, if you do not have proper documentation, you will be sent home. Thank you for listening. I hope this was helpful. Remember to smile when having your picture taken and stay tuned for more informative videos to come.